We're continuing with section 2.4 on circles. If you were asked to graph an equation in general form, then we would like to have the radius and the center, right, to graph. So we can complete the square on both x and y and get it in standard form. So let's see how we would do that. Here's the equation of a circle. X squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 8y plus 8 equals 0. And we need to complete the square on both x and y in order to have it in standard form, right? So let's get the x components to part. We have an x squared plus a 2x, and we're going to complete that square, right? We're going to add something to make this a perfect square trinomial. Plus y squared minus 8y plus something will complete the square on y. Let's subtract 8 from both sides. So we have to get that constant on the other side, but recall we have to balance our equation. Whatever I add here and here, I'll have to add here and here. Okay, so remember what goes in here. To complete the square, we add 1/2 of b squared. So what's b? b is 2. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. So we add 1 there, we'll add 1 there. Half of b here, b is -8. Half of -8 is -4. -4 squared, 16, 16. So here we have x plus 1 squared. Remember, that's always the half of b. b was 2, half of 2 is 1. And then y minus 4 squared. Half of -8 is -4. Equals, so -8 plus 1 would be -7, plus 16 would be 9, right? All right, so now we can tell the center. What is the center? H must be -1, K is +4. What's the radius? I hope you didn't say 9. The radius is the square root of 9 or 3, right? All right, so let's graph it like we did before. We'll go -1, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our center. And then we have to go out in units of 3 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and do the best we can to make a circle out of this. Something like that. Okay, let's try that again. We need to practice that completing the square, right? So here we have it in general form. We need it in standard form. So we'll put the x parts together. X squared plus 4x plus blank plus y squared minus 2y plus blank equals, adding 11 to both sides, 11 plus blank plus blank. I like to set it up so I don't forget that I've got to add on this side. By putting those blanks there, I won't forget. b is 4, half of 4 is 2, 2 squared is 4. b is -2, half of -2 is -1, -1 squared is 1. So this is x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 15, 16, right? What's the center? -2, 1. What's the radius? The square root of 16, which is 4. Good. That's example 6. Let's look at example 7 now. Where we want to work with the general form. We're going to do this again, completing just one more time for a little more practice. Okay, so to complete the square, we get the x parts together. X squared minus 6x plus blank plus y squared plus 4y plus blank. We've subtracted 1 from both sides, right? Subtract 1, subtract 1. So we have -1 on the right-hand side plus the 2 blanks. Half of -6 is -3. -3 squared is 9. Half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So we have x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals, that would be 8 plus 4, 12. Is that right? Okay, so what is the center? The center is 3, -2. and the radius. Let's do that over here. The radius is going to be the square root of 12 because I see that's not a perfect square. That's the square root of 4 times 3. That's 2 square root of 3. So the radius is 2 square root of 3. Always simplify your radical. Okay, let's look at example 8. Find the standard form for the circle with these properties. Remember, the standard form is this form, right? So the center at the origin containing the point -2, 3. So we're given a point, and we know this, the center is 0, 0. They didn't give us the radius, did they? Okay, so how are we going to get it? Well, we know the standard form is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So let's see what we do know. We know that a point on the circle, an x and a y on the circle, are these points, -2, and we know h is 0, and we know a y that goes with that x on the circle is 3, and k is 0. So from that, we should be able to get r squared. So this would be -2 squared plus 3 squared equals r squared. So 4 plus 9 equals r squared, right? So r squared equals 13. Is that right? Okay, so what's the equation for the circle whose center is at the origin? Well, remember that would just be x squared plus y squared, because h and k are 0, equals r squared. And see, I didn't need to find r, I needed r squared.